Alrighty, BoobTube's another one of Keeps Creeps. So the shite in the Middle East continues to keep snowballing left, right, and centre. So something I've talked about but not went over. Oh, it's the wrong button. Is the Israeli-Lebanon border. No, that border. Although that was quite funny. The Israeli-Lebanon border. Now, don't know how to do this. It's the best way to do it. It reminds me of, can do this anywhere near quickly, of Wesley Clark's 7 countries, 5 years. Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off with Iran. What's transpiring right now, every single one of those countries is in the mix. Anyway, so for balance, Israel said pressing mediators for Lebanon solution by month's end as combat continues. This was 21st. Yesterday this was out. That's the Times of Israel. Why do we have to fight life on the Israel-Lebanon border as missiles are sent back and forth? Don't you just love this? I don't know, would you think, who would make a better job of making this binge-worthy, Netflix or Prime? You don't want it on Disney because you don't get the full little babies getting blown up screenshots and shit on Disney. So what a boon for the kids. 500 people in Sasa in peacetime now, only 13 remain. Woohoo! Yeah, man, that's great. The rest gone under a mandatory evacuation order from the government. Residents in northern Israel are now worried Hezbollah will come across the border like Hamas did on the 7th of October. Perfect time. Israel's busy putting out fires left, right and centre, bulldozing Gaza. What would happen? I mean, it's possible. It's definitely worthwhile of debate, and you best believe the IDF. Get mixed up with all the paramilitary, military forces. So let's have a wee shifty at what they're saying on Al Jazeera. Times of Israel, Sky News, now Al Jazeera.
Has more from the Lebanese capital.
Largely abandoned villages along Lebanon's 120-kilometer southern border with Israel are military zones. The destruction is widespread. In some neighborhoods, little is left. Israel is targeting what it says are Hezbollah cells and infrastructure, while the Lebanese armed group attacks Israeli troops and positions. The conflict, triggered by Israel's war on Gaza, has been largely confined to a strip of territory a few kilometers on both sides of the border. But the nature of the conflict is changing. Targeted killings of Hezbollah members or allied groups appears to be a new strategy. The Israeli strikes, more often than not, are kilometers deep inside Lebanese territory, away from the battleground front lines, and at times beyond Lebanon's borders. Commanders from groups that are part of Iran's so-called Axis of Resistance have been also killed. Officials say Israel is resorting to the killings to compensate for being unable to achieve a military victory against Hamas after more than 100 days of war in Gaza. The group, which has still not used its full military capabilities in its latest confrontation with Israel, remains defiant.
Israel hints about launching a full-scale war against Lebanon. In reality, it's unable to do that. It won't be able to confront what we prepared for our enemy. It has failed in achieving any of its objectives in Gaza. The resistance is strong.
Israel is no longer just responding to Hezbollah attacks such as in the first few weeks of the Gaza conflict. It's on the offensive. Its strikes more aggressive. Tensions are high. Israel has already carried out a high-profile assassination in the Lebanese capital, killing Hamas's #2 official. And Israeli warplanes don't just fly over border areas. They reach Beirut and further north, flying at low altitudes in a show of force. The conflict is being described as controlled escalation. The United States has engaged in diplomacy to ensure there's no all-out war on the Lebanon front. But reports from Israel suggest the effort to remove Hezbollah fighters from the border through diplomatic means is stalled. Zana Khuder, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
Pakistan's foreign minister says that the ambassadors of Pakistan and Iran will return to their post by Friday. The neighbors exchanged missile and drone.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The snowball. It's snowballing. But that border has been a hot spot for years. And now you have Al Jazeera, Israeli press, and the UK Rupert Murdoch press, talking about how that particular front line has escalated since the Gaza, Hamas, Palestine, Israeli war, whatever you want to call it. Get it? Got it. Good. Get cheese, no cats, or cheese, or harmed in this filming.
Clips, clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.